Mm.
Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and turner-offer of the music. There we go. Tabletop role-playing aficionado, welcome to our weekly live stream Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. Apologize for the late start. I had to fix all of our overlay windows. Long story short, that was a pain in the butt, but we are back in business. I'm joined as always by my good friends, Chris, playing the noir detective, human, inquisitive, rogue, wizard, Mannix.
Hello.
Heather playing the dark death dealer, half-drow, assassin, rogue, Kaless.
Hello. Sorry. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day.
Rochelle playing the Deepwater Diva, Triton Bard of Whispers, Gillian. She's on the phone. She's on the phone. Okay. Raymond playing the heedlessly brave. We're all very prepared. Raymond played the heedlessly brave Turtle Battle Master Fighter Rogue George. Hello. And Reese playing the metal laced mighty Morphin Hill Dwarf Druid of the Moon, Theron.
I don't know the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
God, you remember that guy we saw at the zoo? We saw a guy at the zoo when we were there the other day.
Oh my god!
I had a shirt that was like a 80s cartoon shirt, and this guy was like, "Oh man, how did he say it?" He's like, "I guess what I'm a fan of," and he's like, "Look at my belt buckle," and he kind of thrust his crotch at us, and I just kind of looked down there, and he said, "Guess what it is?" And it says on his belt buckle, Power Rangers. So I'm like, is it a Power Rangers belt buckle? He's like, "Yeah, look at my necklace. Guess what that's from?" And I could not tell at all. I was just like, it looked like a little worm dragon symbol. I was like, I don't know. I was like, that's Power Rangers too. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go stand over here now.
Yeah,
He's like, I bet I could guess all the ones on your shirt, and it's all
it was all done in the different like cartoon. Mm-hmm.
And the only one he couldn't get was the very last one, which I think he said was like.
You literally stood there and let him take guesses off.
No, he was pretty. I was trying to get away. I was
questioning why he was still talking to this guy, because I was like, "All right, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Goodbye, weirdo man."
Yeah.
We stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday. If you can catch up on previous episodes on my YouTube page, as well as read weekly session recaps at roguewatson.com. Watch my behind-the-scenes, no players allowed live series, Crafting Annihilation, on Thursday mornings. If you would like to support the channel, please check out patreon.com/roguewatson. Shout out to platinum patrons Andrew, Richard, Joe, Will, Tiny Dancer, Nick, and Rodney. And gold patrons RPG Papercrafts, Charming Grenade, Pretty Boy, Yuma, Marcos de Vicente, Gilberto, Sean, A.K., Cert to be Adam, Dead Lizard Lounge, and Sam. Thank you all for your support. Also, shout out to new patron Jordan, silver level, I believe, also known as D&D for Dummies in the chat. You've probably seen them around for all the streams lately.
He's the guy you saw at the zoo, and now you've broken
Oh no, Power Rangers himself. Previously on Tomb of Annihilation, I'm not used to this now. I don't have my poems. I have to actually read a recap.
Oh, yeah.
Having sneaked away from the Frost Giants in the dead of night, the party met up with Artis Cimber and his odd Sariel companion, Dragonbait. Artis revealed that he was searching for a different lost city, Mesro, and his wife, Alessande, one of Mesro's divine protectors. The Oracle of Orlunga told him he may find answers with Rosnisi, a former divine protector of Mesro, in the lost city of Omu. Artis also possesses the Ring of Winter, a powerful artifact of potentially catastrophic evil, which he keeps safe. He knows he's being hunted by many forces, including the Frost Giants. The name Zendala didn't ring any bells, though Artis admitted the ring gave him an unusually long lifespan, and he's pretty sure he's got at least a few offspring scattered around. It really paints him as a deadbeat dad situation.
Yeah.
This is your new mom.
Walks like a duck. But walks and quacks like a duck.
Mm-hmm.
It's the duck.
Armed with their new allies, the party went the long way around to avoid the Frost Giants and headed down the steps 100 feet to the entrance of Omu, nestled in a sunken basin. There they found a map of the city and graffiti on the walls with cryptic clues and information. They also ran almost directly into the Frost Giants, who were camped out in a nearby building. As the party deliberated on their next course of action, a winter wolf found them, charging in to attack, And the battle was on. The party fortified their position in the ruined guardhouse, taking out the wolves before the giants could crash through, burying Artis in rubble. The party fought valiantly and bloodily, with Gillian calling down lightning strikes with her bagpipes, George teleporting on top of a giant. Kaless would heroically sacrifice herself to repeated frost giant axes to help defend Gillian. Kaless, you can have a point of inspiration for uncharacteristically heroically sacrificing yourself, I guess.
That's okay. I learned my lesson. It'll never happen again.
And she responded by healing her back up into the fight. After a lengthy and harrowing battle that left our heroes bloodied but alive, the giants crashed to the ground. That's where we find ourselves now, having just come off of that insanely long battle.
Yeah.
Totally looting giant bodies.
Right.
Just in case that wasn't clear. I'm looking for any kinds of like potions of healing that they might have.
Giant
Maybe,
size potions of
like-
healing.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, other than that, I'm gonna need like a needle and thread to sew myself back together.
Super glue. Super glue does exist in this universe. It's called something stupid, but it's basically super glue.
Yeah. Yeah. What do the giants got on them?
You know what? Let's make this.
Wolves have nothing.
Yeah. Let's make this easy. Give me a somebody, one person. Give me a 1d100 roll.
Go ahead, class. You were jumping on it.
Okay.
Third
Think
you
I've got-
one.
31. Okay.
$47 potions of healing.
Give me a.
We did.
Give me a 1d6.
Okay. Whoops. I can't spell.
You find nothing.
I roll.
That's what that means.
It's the new Apple product called an eye roll.
I roll. I roll 1d6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me another d100.
Okay. I did not use the eye this time. I'm not rolling the D100 very well.
These are pretty low D100 rolls.
Those not necessarily bad.
This is true.
Give me another one.
But in this case, they're very bad.
They're bad.
You find a basket of scorpions that latches onto your face.
How about a crit 100?
Wow.
Whoa!
Okay.
That seems like a good thing.
That's a magic potion that fully heals me up for everything.
Give me
right?
an.
Don't
The
you're not gonna
100?
drink any potions after a fight.
Give me another one.
The 100 is also bad.
That's right. Surprisingly. On the graph, it just goes up and up and up until it plummets at the very
That's
end.
right. Instant death.
Back down to 21.
Okay. Give me another one.
Oh my god.
Hey, you rolled a 5 on your
Yeah.
d6. Okay. Give me another one. This is the last. Okay. All right. That's easy. Give me a 2d4. I realize this all sounds like insanity. I'm trying to make it so I'm getting all this as one big lump. Yeah. All right, yeah, these guys were carrying a pretty decent amount of loot, or maybe you would surmise that they had found loot in Omu or in the jungle or something. But they seem to have on them, let's just simplify and call it 100 gold pieces total. They were carrying, just going to call them artifacts, artifacts that they had acquired.
Art.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of, some of them, I mean, look like it was from maybe Omu. Maybe some of them just look like they found it in the jungle, but some kind of Chultan artifacts of, like a vase, a pot, or maybe a nice necklace, some, all that kind of stuff. 7 artifacts. Those are worth 25 gold apiece. And then based on your rolls, you also find 3 potions of healing.
Yes.
1 potion of climbing and a drift globe, which I think is that was your crit 100. I'd have to look up what the hell that is. I think we had that in Prince of the Apocalypse. It's like a little ball that can follow you around and light stuff up.
That's cool.
Oh, I had that.
Yeah. So I'll look at, whoever wants that has to look it up, because I was not entirely prepared for that.
Throwing a drift globe into the mix.
Yep.
Are these regular potions of healing?
They are, yeah. You would have had to
roll. But I mean, since they were for a giant,
you would have had to roll a 95 to 98 to get the greater healing potion. So ironically, that probably would have been better than the crit 100 of the trip globe, because you're like, I can't eat this.
I try. Are we taking a short rest here? Can we take a short rest here?
I mean,
if so, I'll use all the rest of my hit dice. And
yeah.
I literally have.
At what point can we take a long rest?
I'd rather take a long rest.
I would. I mean, I would too.
Who wants a tiny hut?
I feel like that would be appropriate here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys haven't. So time frame wise, we're usually pretty loosey goosey with this. You all snuck out in the middle of the night to escape the frost giants. Then you chatted with Artis. I don't know how much time necessarily elapsed there, but I don't think it was too terribly long. And then you all traveled back around for maybe another 2 hours or so, 3 hours to get back to Omu. So it's probably like morning right now. You could get I'm not saying you can't, because you technically didn't get the rule is you can only get 1 long rest in a 24-hour period, and you guys didn't technically get the long rest during last night. So you could, if you wanted to try to camp down in the middle of the day here or hang out or something, but that's kind of the situation that you're looking at right now.
I'm not a big fan of heading into this ruined city in our current condition, so I would say let's long rest in the day and travel by night. Or I guess it'll be even to get 8 hours of sleep. It'll be like early evening when we wake up.
Maybe in the afternoon.
Yeah, depending on exactly how early it is.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Get ourselves a tiny hut.
Tiny hut.
Hold on, give me 10 minutes.
And as we discovered, we all have to be around you to stay in the hut.
Yeah.
Oh, it is just a minute. It's like 10 minutes if you cast it as a whatever.
A ritual, yeah.
Yeah. But yes, you have to be around me. Otherwise you get left out of the hut.
Do Artis and Dragonbait want to get inside our hut with us? You want to come in our hut?
Like, how does this work exactly? We're not used to staying around so many people, and
it's just a hut. We're just gonna hang out in it,
Is Theron still a T-Rex? Because didn't we decide? I don't think he fits in my head.
He actually can. It specifically says medium size or smaller. would have to D-shape if he wants the hut. That's what that's the Surgeon General warning anyway on the hut.
Please D-shape before heading into any huts.
Yeah.
Here's my tail.
That's right.
Here's my foot.
Oh God, that's it. We're full.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Artist got pretty beat up on that one. He says that he could probably use a rest, but he doesn't know how safe this area is either.
That's why we have the hut.
Yeah, it's a magic hut.
Mm-hmm. And if we pop it inside like the ruins of this building, it's pretty good chance nobody will see it.
That's true. It'll be like the walls will cover most of our, and you can make the walls look like anything you want, right? I think I remember the spell.
They have to be opaque,
Right.
but otherwise, I think they can be any color. Any color.
Any color. Okay.
Camouflage it. We'll just make it look like the walls of the ruin.
Exactly.
On the inside, just make the scene of nightmares.
Come into these ruins. Witness the nightmares.
So you want to put it in this building with the giant, or in the building that you're in over here, or the building the giants were in?
Maybe this building where there's no giants, right?
That's
giant corpses.
fine. So we're not with like a giant corpse. That sounds reasonable.
I mean, that's never stopped adventurers before. Always just resting amongst the bodies of the slain.
Yeah.
It's always a picture tauntaun situation. You're just ripping open stomach contents and crawling inside. Win in Rome.
What we do here?
We'll just put it up here, so we're mostly surrounded by the ruins anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like only a couple entrances. First place. Oh God, here comes a giant Theron.
Let me in.
No, we could, for extra security, we could, take the giant corpses to like block the opening of the ruins.
I'd love to see you try to move these fucking giant corpses around.
Like all of us just shoving up the giant corpse.
It takes the better part of a day to move it a foot.
See, that kind of
how
works.
Much does a giant corpse weigh? I'm sure there's a chart somewhere.
Probably about as much as a live one.
Probably. That's a fair assumption.
You guys
I think it depends on how long it's been dead.
You guys have the hut. Do any of you actually do like guard shifts at all? Now that you have the hut, you just all kind of crash.
I trust my hut fully.
Yeah, we trust the hut.
Trust the hut.
Yet.
Nobody evil and manipulative ever had a hut involved.
And besides, we'll be like awake and moving before it populates down.
When
so
Gillian
we can
summons-
just take a look around, make sure everything's safe.
When Gillian summons the hut, it just says "Trust the hut" in big ominous letters above you. But Gillian should just taps the glass.
The hut.
Oh yes, the hut is love.
It's been a sign underneath saying there's been 5 years since the last employee.
Yeah.
The cafeteria's from the hut.
Accidental limb severing. Okay. As you guys go down for your nice little hut action, I got a little circle token for you.
Bubble.
Hut.
Yep.
That's
Hut.
right.
Hut.
We're all just chanting that inside the hut. And just,
Yep.
just,
Gillian,
oh, God, what-
at some point while you're sleeping, you hear a
massive heart
voice.
attack.
You hear a voice whispering in a very scaly but soothing voice, and it says, "Oh, princess of the ocean waves, your adoring fans wants to meet you. Please, you must open the way. Take down this dome and greet them. And Gillian, I would actually like you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh.
And I'm going to impose disadvantage because you are asleep right now.
Oh, no.
Am I not about to get the benefits of that long rest?
This is pre-long rest benefits, I would say, yes.
So we're saying that this is not a spell or a magical effect that's happening in my dream
You're
right now.
not sure what's happening right now, but it seems like it is right next to you.
Oh.
All right, a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
But if this is a magical effect, whatever whatever happens in your thing happens, right?
The hut will provide, will protect.
Trust the hut.
So the rule is nothing outside no magical effects can penetrate the dome.
What is inside this dome with us?
Could possibly get
Your worst nightmares. Theron.
It's you.
Deer, cover your ears.
No.
Gillian, you
snakes.
Flutter your eyes open to see a snake resting on top of you, just staring at you. And it's got that very, what was that? Was that Jungle Book that did that with the like hypno eyes? Yeah.
Hypno eyes.
Hypno eyes, yeah. It looks like just a normal size, and it's just staring at you and has the whispering. And you feel compelled to greet your fans as soon as you can.
Did we go to sleep with a snake amongst us? This seems like poor planning on our part.
We just didn't notice that there was a snake.
We didn't notice that there was a snake.
It's pretty difficult to search all of these areas, for sure.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Trust the hut. The hut will protect all, even the snakes caught in the hut.
Okay, so what am I doing? What is this spell?
So you were given a suggestion that a bunch of adoring fans want to greet you.
Right.
And you need to take down this bubble as soon as you can. All of you can give me a... Let's see. Everybody can give me a perception check with disadvantage. Just to see if you, while sleeping, can basically wake up while Gillian's waking up to this.
Perception with disadvantage. Okay.
My perception roll was the same as my hit point.
How did George do?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, George did the best.
Mm-hmm. Tackler, George.
All right, so George and George is the only one that actually snaps and wakes up to this as it's happening.
So this snake is real.
The snake is real.
the second less seen sentence on the inside of the hut becomes real. Trust the hut. The snake is real.
The snake is real. That's your motivational quotes for the day.
Oh, no.
Now I get it.
For months, I've been wondering what that meant.
How big is the snake?
The snake seems bigger than cover your ears here. It's a good size. It's a good size snake, I'll say that.
It's bigger than
a garden snake.
Yep.
Smaller than an anaconda, maybe.
What?
Chris, you're not helping. Stop this.
Okay.
All python.
Smaller than an anaconda.
It's still not helping. No. No.
With
No.
George being so in tune for the grung and being a reptile himself, he is in tune with this reptile talking to Gillian. Is that right so far?
Sure. You want to flavor it like that?
You don't realize it, but you just agreed to George's crazy plan.
No.
Wait, there's two of them?
So here's what's happening. Gillian is waking up and taking down the dome, but you have also woken up basically at the same time. So we're gonna roll initiative. And George is essentially gonna get a surprise round because you have essentially snapped to consciousness, and now you're realizing there's a snake on top of Gillian and there's another one basically in this area.
Hit Gillian. Stop her from dropping the dome.
But wouldn't that break the
technically, there couldn't be more than one snake in here because the hut only holds 9 creatures other than myself. And there are 2 monkeys in here as well.
Stupid monkeys.
Count up all the creatures in the place.
Yeah.
That's true. How do you argue that?
I forgot about the monkeys. That's the argument.
By deductive reasoning, since the hut has already been cast successfully, there can only be 1 snake in this hut.
Still not making it better.
Yeah. All right, we'll put the other snake slightly outside of the hut. I'll give you that.
Okay.
All right, so George, let's actually, before initiative, so in other words, right now, you are getting a free turn to react to what has just happened. Gillian has woken up. Well, Gillian, how do you want to actually roleplay this?
I mean, I'm picturing it as being
almost like
in
a
like
dream.
a trance.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a dream. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just like starting to cast my spell to take the hut down, but I'm just like half awake.
Yeah. So George, you see this happen, and she takes that hut down. You see a snake basically on top of her looking very satisfied. There's another one crawling over in from here. What do you do? Everybody else is asleep.
George yells, "A really long grung!" Jump up and try to tackle it, I guess. He's going to go into a wrestling match with the snake.
Nice.
Good.
I guess that'd be grappling the snake?
Yeah. He's going to leap up and just grapple it.
I like it. Let's see. Where is the grabbing rules? So you can use an attack to make an athletics check. Contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics check.
How acrobatic are snakes?
I don't want to know.
Imagine this is not a normal snake. Normal snakes can't compel.
Snakes talk, right?
Yeah.
Reese, y'all might need to prepare your guest room. Y'all gonna have a guest real soon.
While you're this episode's on YouTube, there should be a counter for how many times the make it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, everybody counted.
And just
so
Feather's face getting angry and angry.
Sean, aka Sir2B, literally commented on, I think it was Crafting Annihilation, and said, "Your wife is gonna fucking kill you after this." All right, George, give me an
athlete. All the snake posters in the guest room, then.
Right. Oh, cut it down, my
George.
I like to use my inspiration.
All right, you thought you tripped on that one.
Oh wow! There you go.
You know what? You can keep your inspiration. I'll give you advantage on it because you surprised the hell out of the snake.
Oh, thank goodness!
Because you literally, everybody else was asleep out of this legless lizard.
The legless lizard. There you go.
Its legs are somewhere. You just can't see them. Ooh, that was a close wrestling match, George. You swoop down, and you think you're gonna be able to grab this snake very easily, but it seems way stronger than what you think a snake would be. But you are able to grab onto it, and it turns to you with a look of shock on its face.
We're just wrestling with it, and he does a thing where he kind of grabs it at where its neck would be. And snake is like trying to snap at him. He keeps dodging out of the way, and at one point his head pops into his shell to dodge.
It's like a cartoon wrestling match.
All you hear are snaps of the snake's jaws as George is wrestling, and finally George, with his strength, he's able to grab the snake by the head and one by the tail and like hold him stretched at taut.
There you go.
I believe you do technically have another. It says if you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack, actually attack replaces one of them. So if you wanted to actually do an extra attack on it, I think you can.
Will you allow me to rip the snake in half?
That's no. you can damage the snake, but it appears way hardier than. I mean, you were barely able to grab this thing.
Let's
see. So you tackled it. Do you want to be like over here, or do you want to pull the snake to you? I'll actually let you choose on that.
I'll be right there.
Okay.
I'll jump over to it.
Okay.
And wrestle with it, and I'm gonna. Well, my hands are occupied, so I'm just gonna throw them as far as I can.
Okay. Yeah, you can throw them either out of the building or against the wall.
Against the wall sounds fun.
Okay. Give me a strength check. Let's see how hard you can throw them.
Strength check?
Yes. Or athletics, I guess. Yeah, do athletics. All right. You hurl that snake with all your might at this wall. And it's going to take 10 damage as it splats onto the wall. Kind of looks dazed.
Nice.
All right. And with that, I want... So here's the deal. We need to roll initiative, but everybody else is still unconscious. So I'm going to assume that George, in tackling it, you kind of made some basic noise or shouted
pretty hard against that wall.
Okay.
The sound of a snake crunching against the
slapping against the wall. Yeah.
rock.
And the dome coming down probably starts waking everybody up. All right, everybody give me some initiative, please.
George yells, really long grung. Really long grung.
Do not have disadvantage on initiative.
I rolled a 12.
Oh, I didn't have my thing selected.
Me neither, and I forgot how to change it. You can change. Oh yeah, I have to roll it again to.
I had absolute misery initiative.
Don't worry, I had.
Oh, I rolled the same thing twice.
Wow.
Nice.
I really feel like the DM has it out for my tiny hut.
Hey, I even asked you guys if you wanted a guard posted. I gave you an out on that one.
Yeah. We should have known you were looking for loopholes in that hut. We should have known.
Oh, there was a snake here. No one noticed. Okay.
So what are your feelings on legless lizards?
Surprisingly, love them. All right. Due to George's machinations, you all get the jump on what is going on here. Although most of you do start prone, just FYI, because you are asleep, but now you are awakened, starting with Theron. You just see very large-sized snakes around.
Oh my, large snakes.
I mean, legless lizards.
Oh.
Yes.
Get rid of these bodies there, starting to get in the way.
Alright, I'll cast Shillelagh. And bonk that lizard.
Yes. Yes, you will.
Just waking up, asking no questions, seeing a legless lizard where the hut's supposed to be, just immediately smack it.
Just smack it.
I hate
Right
nature. That's the Theron way.
At the end of this campaign, he'll be a druid that just hates nature so much.
That's the arc.
Yeah, that's his arc. God,
The
I hate
jungle
nature so much.
Destroyed him. He becomes an industrialist after this.
Mow it all down.
I'm gonna buy this whole jungle and pave over it.
Parking lots as far as the eye can see.
Strip
The island is
malls.
just one giant parking lot.
Killian, please. Well, Theron has an existential crisis.
Okay. I will. Oh wait, so I'm prone. So what do I have to do? Do I have to take half an action or something?
Half your
Like,
movement speed to stand up.
Half my movement. Okay, so I stand up.
Yeah, and whatever was compelling you seems to have ended as soon as you did the thing. But you definitely feel that. I mean, you know that happened.
Okay.
Someone messed with your head.
I attack this snake with my circlet of blasting.
Oh,
Oh, that's an 8.
that's not gonna hit a snake. Even a weird.
That's a
snake.
16.
That will hit.
5.
Blast.
That's a 20.
Ah.
That's a 7.
All right.
There you go.
So 12.
Lighting up. Gives off a hissing sound as it glares at you. Actually glares at you like angrily.
Snake glares at me angrily.
Mhm.
Then I cast
The
Healing
legless
Word
lizard.
on myself because I did not get that long rest.
Mm-mm.
I have more spell slots than I thought.
Enemies attacking you while you're weakened? What?
That's
What kind
I
of
trusted the
smart-
hut, okay?
we all did.
We all did. The little counter of like without an incident just goes to 0 as it fades away.
That's right. 6 years, 824 days.
Yeah.
Just
0. Glass.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy, Kless is not.
Wow.
Is not. She's
Not
tired of these
fucking around.
motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking hut.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what I deserve for doing this.
46.
Oh Jesus Christ! 46.
Serious? Oh, you rolled
Yeah.
16 sneak attack. Yeah. Lord.
Holy crap! Kless is like, who the fuck woke me up? Well, that is not a killing blow, but it is massive damage. Shockingly.
That seems right.
And it will have a terrible fate befall it. It can't take reactions until the end of its next turn. What a terrible fate.
Okay.
That was a massive blow, though, and it looks like you took a large chunk out of this, and you actually see its form like shimmer for a second, and you think something's definitely not right here.
1 to 3. Nice.
3. Yeah, that snake can't glare at you. It is way too bloodied now. Just blood pouring out.
And then I will just step back because it can't take a reaction.
Sure can't. It is dazed and bloodied. Mr. George.
George is gonna flank this snake, take out his vengeance on him.
So bad initiative. Oy. 13 will hit the snake. The legless lizard.
9 damage.
9, okay. Stab at it. 18 will hit.
10 damage.
10 damage. I love that you wait till the end to actually do your sneak attack. Oh, and it pays off that time.
What?
I think he waits until to see if he gets a crit. That's how he knows.
No crits
Got
yet?
me.
All right.
Yep. 15.
Yes.
This is 2 crits already in the first round for our players. That legless lizard has also had a serious bloodied beating. Although it is still up. As is our battle music now. You done, George?
I'm done.
All right. Dragonbait hates to steal kills, but no, he doesn't. He loves it. He's gonna run up to this creature, Holy Avenger, slashes down.
Lordy.
Yeah, and he decapitates that. And as he does it, its form shimmers and changes into a humanoid with a snake head.
That's not much better.
I suppose not.
That's,
Better than being a child.
I suppose. Oh.
And then Artis will take out his bow and shoot at that other snake. A quick double tap. The second one's actually going to miss. Other one
Too quick
looks-
with the double tap.
Yeah, too quick. He's still a little sleepy. Mr. Mannix.
Before, as I'm about to stab it, I'll see if I can actually communicate it with it a bit. I'll yell at it like, "Who are you? Who sent you?"
Snake glares at you and says, Rasnisi sends his regards.
Okay.
Come,
Wait.
brothers and sisters, attack them! You hear what sounds like movement right outside these walls.
Well, at least that was useful. Hey, there's more of them, guys. FYI. Yeah, let's stab at him. For 18.
Wow. All right, so you also were able to jam your flaming blade.
Right,
Is
he's
it-
calling for his brothers and sisters.
Yes, exactly. And same thing. Its form seems to shimmer and grow larger to that of a humanoid with snake arms coming out of its side that all just flop dead.
Abominations.
I like Heather's face.
For a moment, I couldn't tell if your camera was frozen. No, you're just.
In my defense, the jungle campaign has been very snake-free so far.
I mean, this is the only snake event. Although, well, we'll see.
I'm not saying it's the only one. Maybe you're in snake country now. I don't know. Actually, I do know. Anything else, Mr. Mannix?
No. I guess I'll take a step into the middle of the room. Because now I'm wary of the fact that there are apparently other snakes outside of these ruins. But that's it.
All right. Yeah, you hear those sounds coming again. You see one round the corner. This one is has a human body with the cobra-like head and hisses angrily, carrying a bow, and takes that bow and fires once at George.
What? I thought everyone was dead.
So did I.
Not quite.
They have brothers and sisters in the jungle.
And once at Gillian.
Did I get hit?
Oh no!
You did not get hit, George, but I just crit Gillian.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, sir.
That's the wrong response.
George goes up and high fives the snake man. Like, man, I just hell of a shot there, man. Hell of a shot.
Oh no.
Come on, guys, we're having a laugh, having a good time just a second ago.
That's right.
Well,
Is that all?
So-
Well, I guess.
Yeah, it's arrow plus poison damage.
That's 30 points of damage.
yeah, like that kills the Gillian who can't get a long rest.
Oh.
Another one rounds the corner, runs after George, and this one runs at you with its snake arms flailing around.
Snakes don't have arms.
Snakes have arms now.
No,
What are
it's a
snake arms?
human with snakes for arms.
Oh, that's. And it's like a car salesman.
I have to say,
It's the inflatable
I
tube, man.
understand Heather's, disgust at this, but when Eric does that, it's not very scary. It's rather delightful.
I'm disarming the terror with comic relief. No, but the biting is terrifying because it's going to bite at George with its snake arms.
Does it have more snakes for fingers?
Oops, I didn't mean to roll the damage on that one. 23 for George. Yeah, it's just every little piece just gets more.
Okay.
It's just
Auto
a
roll on that
fractal of
one.
snakes. Just snakes coming
How
out.
much-
Snakes.
Hang on, it's going to double attack you, so let's see. Oh,
It's
man.
no.
eating your cells.
Yeah, just fights.
Yep. 14, 6 is 20, plus 10 is 13. 10 is 30.
Wow.
Yes,
Did we
sir.
short rest earlier?
I told you the snake arms. They look funny, but they do the business. Who's laughing now?
How do you eat?
Well, they have infinite snakes. How do you think they eat?
Oh, dear.
They eat their own tails.
Yep.
30 minus 7 is 23.
Are you still up?
So, 5 plus 2, my dexterity is 2, so 30 minus 7 is 23 points of damage.
Yes.
I'm down to 1 hit point.
1 hit point. Nice. He parries the snake arms and just stays up against its wrath. And then one more comes around this
Oh,
corner.
come on.
This one,
There wasn't
human
enough.
top half, snake bottom.
See, that seems reasonable to me. If you're gonna go half and half, that seems the most logical.
Well, when it's time for you to get shoved into the sacrificial chamber, I'll remember what your
Yeah.
preference is.
Yeah. That's my
Sir,
preference.
I want snake bottom
I
half,
would like to
please.
lay down, please. Yeah.
That one is going to attempt to constrict. Jesus Christ. Now I get the crits
Yeah. These snake people.
on Dragonbait, who's down there tanking the bottom, and will grapple him. So he is wrapped up in the tail. That's all he can do this turn. All right, that was exciting. Let's go to Theron.
Is that what you want to call it? Exciting.
I say, good luck, bait man. See ya. I'm gonna cast. There we go. I storm
Oh boy.
onto the 2 snakes. Snake number 1 and snake number 1 to the north.
Yeah, I did that to mark the difference in snakes because I only have the 1 token for all the different snake styles.
The snakes with snake fingers.
Let's see. 40-foot high cylinder, 20-foot. Okay, so you can just cover both snakes. With an ice storm, dexterity saving throw, creature takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Is this a one-time or is this an ongoing effect? It looks like it's one time, and then the difficult terrain is ongoing.
I guess so. I don't think I like that spell. Good thing we're about to take a long rest.
That's right.
That's right.
See, I nicely attacked you before the long rest.
Thanks. I get to try this spell out again.
That's right. All right, so let's see. Dexterity on top one. Fails. And dexterity on the other one. Also fails.
Nice.
So they both take a full 19 damage. Actually, you know what? Yuan-ti have advantage against spells and other magical effects.
Of course they do.
Now I'm going to count that as a failure for the top one since I just rolled twice, so he still fails. So we get 2 more rolls on the bottom one. Wow. Still failures. Look at that. But yes, now you know something about the snake people.
Yeah, I guess the only one turn thing.
Okay, just an instant AoE that also has
Yeah, the
Difficult
range is
terrain.
300 feet. That's something, I guess.
okay. It's kind of a funky shape, I guess, 40 foot high, but I can't imagine that would come into play too often. You rolled kind of low on the damage. 2 to 2 and a 3 on the 2d8, and 1, 3, 5, 5. So it's a little below average damage. Like they're just analyze. Everybody's like analyzing this when it's cast. Like, Gillian, I need a death saving throw out of you. That is a success. 1 success. Kaless? Holy crap.
Damn.
Almost another crit. Let's see. Where did you go? Are you behind the body? Yes, you are. Okay. So you're attacking the one that is constricting Dragonbait currently. It's 22. 11 does not hit. Is that it? George. 1 hit point, George.
1 hit point wonder.
I like how you're spinning it, sure.
Yeah.
Let me see. So there's 2 number 1s. No, 3 number 1s. Okay. And none of the parties
right?
around the snakes.
Sorry, yeah, they're all 3 different kinds. The red one is the head, the snake head. The blue one is the snake arms,
I see.
and then the green one's the snake tail.
Okay. Second wind as a bonus action. 1d10 plus my fighter level. Where's my fighter level? 6. 9. Damn, that's not good at all. 10. All right.
People are actually counting how many times we snake.
No.
You'll have vindication.
So as a regular attack on the blue snake, he seems the most dangerous with the 2 snake arms.
Sort of the most dangerous to you. That was nasty.
Yeah. None of my parties around.
Nope.
13 will hit. Don't appear to be super armored.
For 11.
Okay. slash into that.
Is that what's the term?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
More than half damage?
No, it's not massive damage.
Massive damage.
You're not Kaless. You don't do massive damage.
This is not gonna go good.
Yeah, a couple people between you and snakes.
George doesn't carry any potions.
He's just now regretting this.
Why did I not carry any potions?
I have the regrets.
My stupid charm issues. Okay, and then just an extra attack on the snake again.
Okay. 15 well hits. All right, you're definitely taking some chunks off. It's hissing at you angrily, or I guess this is the snake arm one, so he's just kind of yelling at you.
He's talking to me with a gentlemanly voice.
That's right. How dare you, sir? Come here so I may snap at thee.
I'm done. Sorry.
All right. Dragon bait down here is still wrapped up. Don't know what that actually means, though. I think it's just restrained. Okay, he is restrained, so I think he has disadvantage. So with disadvantage, he will sit there and with Kaless and hack apart this one best as he can. 14 will still hits. For 7, he is not a fiend or undead. Hacking him again. 15 will hits. Why the hell did it roll?
Crit damage? You did roll that.
Except I didn't roll a crit, so I'm not sure why. I'm just going to count that first 6 damage. Yep, he grunts and gives off the smell of violets as he's hacking away. That one also seems pretty injured. Artist will run up to this one. Say, he's up there, turtle friend. You're looking pretty bad. Hey, come at me, you snake bastards. And he whips out a fancy dagger.
Fancy dagger.
And attacks in very quick, rapid succession, only one of which actually hits.
Oh, wow.
Dude, do you not know how to flank?
He does appear to, yeah.
It's basic combat 101.
He seems more just trying to draw that one's attention away from you. Mr. Mannix. That one is looking pretty injured now.
Mannix will reach into one of his vest pockets, pull out something. I don't remember where he got this. Yes, I do. From the kobolds. Pull out a little shredder grenade.
Ooh.
And he's gonna toss that between the two northern snakes. 1 and 1.
Fire in the hole.
That's right.
You can see the color differences there, right? The blue one and the red one, or no?
Blue one,
okay,
red one. Yes.
Okay.
Like Star Wars squadrons.
Yeah.
Red leader and blue leader are both gonna take a shredder grenade.
All right.
And that is I only have it as a description.
Okay.
It is a 15-foot radius, DC 14 Dex saving throw, or 4d6 damage.
This is not a magical effect. This is a...
No, it's not. It's a grenade.
A grenade, yep. All right, so top one. It's the save.
Makes it.
Bottom one does not. This is a half one. 15. Yep. So top one takes 7 damage. Bottom one takes 15. Bottom one's looking really bad now. It grunts angrily. It says, ah!
I really hoped that would down at least one of them. But
it's
after that,
looking in pretty bad shape. Yeah.
I'm gonna just go down. All
All right, Artist does seem to have drawn the attention of the arm snake guy, and he will go after Artist instead. Some nasty attacks, yeah. Artist grunts, but seems to take it. 14 and 14, 28. Artist is also looking pretty bad after he got buried in the rubble.
Right, he got hit by a giant at some point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He got hit by the rock. This one to the north, the one with the snake head, is just going to continue firing his bow. He's going to shoot once at Artis, and then once at George. Misses George. And then bottom one will continue to hack at Dragonbait because he's got advantage on that one. I'm actually going to bite at him. Oh.
Dear Lord, these guys just been rolling well. It's not even they don't
Oh,
have,
yeah.
like, that high of a bonus.
Wow. Yep. Hey, both the NPCs are taking a lot of damage here. All right, top of the order is back to Theron.
All right. I cast Cure Wounds on Gillian.
Gillian, unconscious trait.
Back in action.
Dang.
Time to go down again. All right, I'm done.
Gillian, you are back. Can I get a con saving throw from you, please? Gillian.
What horrible malady you suffer.
Snake eyes.
Oh no, you got the damaged eye, Gillian.
Oh no. That's not great.
You got some eye scarring damage or something.
But you do have advantage on intimidation checks. Now.
That's right.
That's right. And if you lose your other eye, you're blind.
Gillian knows all about that.
That's right.
Oh.
Been down this road before.
But damaged eye. Now wait, there is a rule where you can, I think, heal with a healing kit somehow. I forgot what those are, but
I remember looking at these rules when I had two of them at once. Somebody with a medicine check has to like roll a check with a healing kit.
okay.
I'll look it up again, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right, it is your turn now, Gillian. But now that you have a damaged eye, congratulations.
What did you say, Reese?
If you have 50 gold, I can help you out with that. And a healer's kit.
It's gonna charge you by the
Health carrying free. This is chill, baby.
About to be a parking lot. Pay up.
It's about to. That parking lot's gonna cost serious money.
They're taking a turn.
Oh, there's a snake down here too. Oh god. Okay.
Why are there snakes everywhere?
Crap.
Why did I come back from the dead for this?
I know. I just am feeling really defeated right now.
That's what the snakes are trying to do.
What am I doing?
Succumb to the void.
Come to depression.
We're the depression snakes.
Nobody likes us.
You should just stay in your apartment and eat that cake in the fridge.
Oh, God. It's getting too real. Why go out? You're not going to have any fun.
I
Hell is other
just
people.
have concerns about using all of my spell slots because I don't know when we're going to get
do
to
it.
long rest.
Do
I'm
it.
not going to just do it because We just tried to long rest, and it did not work out correctly.
We'll check for snakes next time we long rest.
The third line that appears on the dome.
And then, it's actually like an evil snail that's in her hut.
Have you been looking at my DM notes?
Oh, you guys didn't see that amoeba there.
The earthworms in the ground beneath have ill intent.
Damn it, I have to throw all this away.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just gonna, I just really don't want to use all my spell slots, so I'm just gonna like...
Why did I resurrect you?
Move over here. I don't know. I do wish I were just still dead. And then...
This really is the snake's end goal.
This got really dark.
Gillian just sinks into a corner. I really just... dead.
This is my... existential crisis after the hut failed us. And it was
she
like,
woke
the
up
only
expecting
thing I
her
believed
fans.
in.
Yeah, you had this like dream sequence, and then it's just fucking snakes and death, and it's been rough.
Okay,
rough.
so
I didn't ask you resurrected Derek.
I'm just gonna try to hit this snake down here with my crossbow that now I have disadvantage on, I suppose.
Come on, crit. Oh.
Well, there you go.
11 goes twanging off, barely missing the back of Dragonbait's head.
All right, that's my turn.
Colette.
Okay. Takes me a second to click all the buttons.
Damn it. I was just not having it with these snakes.
This fight is just really
There's been
hard.
a lot of crits.
Everybody is going hard.
How many crits have we had?
Like 5, I think?
I think at least 5. Yeah. Colette, how would you like to murder this creature?
With extreme prejudice.
Jack Ryan style. Headshot. People who were listening to our pre-game conversation aren't going to understand what I'm talking about.
Everyone, we were talking about Jack Ryan before we got on, so that's a reference, I guess. Thank you. All right, that snake is brutally murdered. Dragonbait falls down and grunts. Gives off a smell of honeysuckle. Mr. George?
This could go bad. But
That's my favorite thing for a player to say.
he will get into flanking position.
Ooh.
It's all in the fate of the dice now.
Mm-hmm.
So, first attack. 12.
Is a hit.
Oh.
Wow. We found their AC.
Indeed.
2-weapon fighting.
Oh, another crit! Somebody in the chat needs to tell me how many crits there's been, because this has got to be a record
I genuinely think there's been 6.
for
but
crits per
what
fight.
people
Like,
say.
insane.
They're only counting snakes tonight.
That's right.
Only one tracker at a time, please. George, you brutally
21.
destroy the arm snake guy.
Thank goodness. All right. My second attack against the other snake. Can I do anything? Does a push count as an attack?
Yeah, it'd basically be like a grapple. But it'd be
If
like...
he falls down here, George, he does take 2d damage from the shredder
Is it-
grenade.
Say it again?
If he falls down here, he takes 2d6 damage from the shredder grenade. There's shrapnel all on the ground around you.
Wait, am I
Oh.
stepping in shrapnel?
It's difficult terrain. It doesn't actually cause damage when you walk on it, but it says if you fall while you're in it.
Okay. Well, I don't think I can push him down.
Don't you have your trip move?
What?
I thought you had a move that specifically trips people so they fall prone.
Oh, no. I can't use my dice for that.
No.
I'm going to attack him with my extra attack. I'm just going to attack him.
Slash him.
Okay.
Nice.
9. All right. One's thinking he can't use his bow anymore with you in his face.
Yep. Disadvantage.
Yep.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Dragonbait doesn't have any ranged attacks, so he's just gonna extricate himself out of this one's body and just kind of 5, 10, 15, 20.
You got any healing in that paladin kit of yours, Dragonbait?
Artis actually says, no, he's doesn't seem to be really well, I don't know what he is, but the gods don't seem to work through him like other divinely appointed types. He just got that big flaming sword. And he can kind of read people, sense what they're all about.
All right.
And then Artis will he'll switch to his bow actually and shoot at the snake. 18. Germanics. Snake's looking pretty beat up there.
Yeah. Let's 10, 15, 20. Let's just dash so I can get up there into fighting position.
Manax is dashing up to a fight.
I am, just because I think it's I hate the fight someone. The only reason.
That's when 3 more snake men pop out of the
That's
jungle.
right. Oh no. Yeah, and let's do a flame blade attack on this snake. $16
Indeed.
for 21 damage.
All right, you almost cut into that snake, and you can see the flames bursting on his scales, and it cries out in anger. On its turn, it will just turn to you and snarl, say, there will be nowhere you will be safe. This is our home. Dendar the Night Serpent will burst forth and consume this world. And he actually transforms into a snake. He will use his action to disengage and slither into the jungle.
Aw. Come back, Snakey. We'll kill you.
And that appears to be the last of the snakes.
Ordy.
It says, God damn, Yuan-ti. Out here in Omu, that's not good.
Yeah. Seems bad. They weren't here before?
Well, it depends on what you mean by before. They had an empire here in Schult. Hundreds of years ago. You might have seen some of their ruins.
Right.
But, no. The Chultans pushed them out of Schult. And to see them come back this far into the... almost said the continent, or it's a peninsula, I guess. Into the peninsula. Is a little worrying. mentioned this was their home.
Well, seems like they're standing between us and all of us want, so we're probably gonna have to kick him back out again.
Nods.
I'm
So,
paying, though.
with that hut thing, let's check for snakes before we've been down. That sound good to everybody?
And snails and earthworms and amoeba.
That's right.
That's what we decided.
We'll give it a good queen sweep all around. Everybody's on critter duty.
Do we want to like not do it right here again? Or do we just want to like make sure there's no one inside?
Make sure no one's inside this time.
Okay, just do a real good, like clear all the debris out of this area.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the bodies of the dead snake men, and I'm going to stick them to the wall.
Just as a sign to the other snake.
Mhm.
It's a warning.
They weren't carrying. Were they carrying anything? These Yuan-ti?
We can frisk them as I stick them into the wall.
That's right. They're easy to frisk.
Yeah. They seem like they didn't have anything on them on purpose. Like they were kind of a scouting party. But one of them had a just really fancy bow that was painted and carved like a serpent with like tiny amber gemstones for eyes. It's not magical, but it looks like it'd be worth some money.
Okay.
Just a Yuan-ti bow. Whoever loots that, write down page 96.
Oh.
So I know how much to tell you how much it's worth whenever you go to sell it.
All right. Can we try again?
Yeah, now you guys can
try again, Gillian.
I just don't believe in the hut anymore.
Yes, I did it. I broke the hut. That's been broken.
Yes.
We have to reestablish trust.
Yeah.
After, scouring the ground a few times,
I just made her super paranoid now.
I cast the hut.
I made her paranoid and I made Theron into an industrialist who hates nature.
It's a weird character arc.
Just corrupting all of you. All right, now you may all get the benefit of a long rest.
No good.
Yeah.
And then we will...
After I have a lasting injury.
That's right.
That's
Oh, well,
right.
we can... I read it.
Okay, yeah, what are the rules for that? Thank you.
It is...
It's unlike Storm King's Thunder, we do not have towns we can pop over to.
Yeah. If proficient in the medicine skill, a player someone can attempt a DC 20 medicine check. Requires a healer's kit and expends one use regardless of success. Once per day to heal a PC's lasting injury. Actually, you know what? Let's wait until after the long rest before you try that. Theron, I'm guessing you're proficient. Are you?
Right.
You
Who's
need it.
proficient in medicine?
You the group doctor?
Yes.
Okay. Let's wait until after the long rest because my portent die might actually come in.
Are we level 7?
Yes.
Yes.
I never actually changed that part of my character sheet.
How many healing kits you guys have?
That's
I
a
don't know.
good question. I have one on me. I don't know if anybody else has any on them. Oh wait, I've got 2. I must have picked one up. I called them different things. I called them healer kit at the top and then healing kit lower on. Yeah, I've got 2. I guess we have 2. Seems like that's it.
Do you want to roll
Did
your...
Trevor level up with us?
I think so.
Yes.
Did I? Yeah. I leveled up last week. I think you weren't there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just never changed it on my character sheet.
All right, so you guys can officially get the benefit of your long rest here with all that entails. Chris gets his port and die and all that.
Yeah. Dice back. Get my wand back.
Do we get half our hit die rolled up? I mean, rounded up?
I think so.
That sounds right.
Yeah. do we not know how to long rest by now?
Well, sorry, there. My important die are not
7
going to
and
help
8.
you. I mean, if you guys want to wait till the next day, we can do that, or you can just try your luck, I suppose.
All right.
Winner.
Wait as long as I need to.
That's
Your
not
eye.
his eye. How often do you want botched surgery?
That's the question.
That is the question. All right, let's now that we're resting, let us go on a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, we are coming back from our break. You all have enjoyed a lovely long rest that is entirely snake-free.
Always a good long rest.
Made sure of that. Yep. So now, do you want to say that? Because technically, if you just rested 8 hours, it'd be like late afternoon at this point, or do you want to just chill there and have it start a fresh day? You know what? No, let's call it afternoon. We're gonna follow the timetable here. You guys were in the morning. You attempted a long rest, and there was a fight, but fights only take a minute. And now you long rested, so it's probably like 3 or 4 in the afternoon at this point because of your weird schedule.
You're on my schedule now.
Working the graveyard shift, yeah.
Sleep till 4 p.m.
So I've put you on to. Do you fight snakes in the evening? Is this what we're learning? Fight the Yuan-ti?
Every night.
Every night.
Fight.
You're the Batman of Omu. Or of LA, I guess. So I put you back on the map. So you guys are still at the entrance here. And you've got Omu laid before you.
Mm-hmm. Do we know where at all where we're going in here?
The glowing green circles.
But George wanted to go to the amphitheater.
Yeah, that's true. Because Artis's wife is somewhere in here, and I think we're trying to find some clues about Rosnisi and the Soulmonger and all that. Omu. Yeah, all we got is the location of
Mm-hmm.
Where are we right now?
in Omu.
You are in the lower left corner, represented by this little D&D symbol.
Okay.
I would like to attempt to climb the stairs again and go around the whole island.
The whole island.
I just feel like we should not go toward the green area that's a snake to the right.
Well, George wants to go to the amphitheater on the top left. His destiny beckons him there.
Yeah.
So
We can head
Fast
that
food.
direction.
Okay.
Sure.
None of us have a good reason to stop George.
That's right.
Like, yeah, okay.
God help us, but none of us have a reason to stop George.
The city basin is densely packed with ruined villas and overgrown courtyards. Thick, broad-leafed vines engulf most of the limestone structures, while ferns and thorny bushes choke the streets. It looks clear on this map, but trust me, you are going through a ruined jungle city as you travel, so you probably
It's like
go...
overtaking the roads and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But you're still, it's about... it takes you like 5 minutes to go 200 feet, basically. So, it's not like all day or anything, but it's a little bit of time.
Try and chop through stuff.
Yeah. You think you reach a main thoroughfare in here. You do have an excellent... Yeah, hence why you get to see this map that you just saw earlier. Have it on the back of your mind. As you kind of enter this main city street, you can look over where this giant... bridge is. It seems to extend to this island in the middle of this giant lava pit. And you see a procession of diminutive plant-like creatures moving across the bridge to this tiny island, and they appear to be carrying a frog-like creature bound to a large pole, like hands and feet tied to this pole as they're carrying it across this bridge.
is it a grung?
Give me a perception check. You are currently
Here we go,
about
join in the
400.
sacrifice.
You're currently about 400 feet away from that bridge.
I can see a grung from 500 feet.
Anyway,
Let's find out. Give me a perception check.
I mean,
George, you're
Oh, is there
100.
any doubt?
You're 100% sure they are carrying a grung.
Now, of course, George does approve of the Grung tied and bound.
Yeah.
The question is, do they need help?
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling they're about to throw the grung into that lava pit.
Right, and George agrees with that. But again,
George is all aboard.
do they need help catching more Grung to throw into the lava?
Now, do you think they'd welcome you?
Right.
I'm willing to help them at the risk of them not liking me.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said.
I'm gonna help you whether you like me or not.
Just tuck some palm fronds into the back of your shell, and then you can just like kind of waddle like you are.
I'm one of you.
George says to the party, guys, we need to go help them exterminate the Grung.
Exterminate the Grung.
I mean, I got no love for the grung.
I'm not going to be in favor of exterminating any
Any
creatures here.
Maybe we just go see what these plant people are up to. We've encountered plant people before, haven't we?
The last time that you saw these little plant creatures was they were one of the factions worshiping Vorn, which was the
That's right.
construct that you guys awakened way back when.
Oh, that's right. That
Yeah.
was the plant people versus the Grung.
There was a third one too, wasn't there?
Yes. Was it goblins? I think the plant people just left, and I think it was the goblins and the Grung that fought.
Mm.
I don't remember what session that was, but that was a while ago. But that was the last time that you guys saw these creatures, I do believe. So yeah, you want to head over there?
I think our experience of dealing with them with us.
It's a bad day or a bad time when no one can find a reason not to agree with George. Just like with Darren's.
Even George is worried. Like, no, nobody's arguing with me? Okay. You head over to the bridge and you see these plant creatures have filed out. Looks like there's a little over half a dozen of them. Spanned out kind of in a circle around this island, and they definitely appear to be making some kind of weird noise. It almost sounds like wind rustling through reeds and like I don't know, plant sounds. I try to picture that movie The Happening where it's just wind going. It's like,
wind.
oh yeah, there's no sound there. It's just fucking wind moving through leaves.
This is the least menacing sound.
You know what? It's like the sound of pages, like a book, like that kind of a.
Right.
It's a papery sound. Very strange.
Oh, I love papery sound.
But they've got the grung tied to a large, thick pole, and there's two of these little plant people holding it up, like all the way up as high as they can. They even seem to be smaller than the grung, and the grung are not very big. And they are holding it between them. It's bound completely, and you see one of the plant people seems to be a little larger than the others, and riding atop this weird, like, bestial creature that looks completely composed of plant matter. And he kind of dismounts off of that and seems to make some kind of proclamation, and more of these weird sounds are happening. Do you guys want to do anything while this is transpiring, or you tell me?
Oh.
I want to run at them.
No.
Grab the stick, grung on a stick, and throw it in my.
No.
I have a feeling you might be interrupting their religious retreat. They might take some offense.
What about this is religious?
I don't know. I'm guessing they
If you can convince me it's religious, I'll stop. But
convince me it's a religion.
As George gets ready to sprint, somebody convince me not to do this.
It's their religion.
Yeah, this has all the signs of some, basic culture cult sort of situation. They're performing some sort of ritual here. We might want to, before we
All right, I have a new plan. I know you already opened up this map, but let's back off a little. There has to be more grung around. We capture them and offer them as sacrifices
That's probably
to gain the favor of the plant people.
You haven't seen any grung in the area between where you've explored so far.
But there has to be. There can't just be one grung.
That makes sense for sure.
George knows all about the grung. There's never just one.
Yeah,
Right.
normally I would make you roll, but you seem pretty well versed in grung, so you would probably. I'll go ahead and put you back on the map so to give you a better idea. But frogs like water,
Huh, really?
and yeah, you imagine they would be more in the watery areas than they would be on land, and especially anywhere near lava.
Right.
I think everyone can agree we should not interrupt this ritual.
He is the highly suggestible type. 2 seconds ago, he was charging it.
Everyone can agree.
Convince me not to do this. Everybody, now listen.
He just needed a moment to actually think a little bit.
Mhm.
His rage subsided, and he thought a little bit harder. It's like that grung's not going anywhere.
Correction, he thought.
That's right.
Let's go to a water source, find more grung, and offer them to the plant people, and gain their favor, so that they can tell us about this whole place.
Do we want to even try to communicate with them before we do this?
No,
Or just first time we meet them? Hey, we have grung for you.
it's better to have presence when you meet people.
George is a paragon of social etiquette.
I mean, you're the one who wanted to get involved in this place, so if you want to back off, it's fine by me.
Like I said, I had a moment to think, and I realized that this grung is dead no matter what. We need to find more to offer to.
All right. Meanwhile,
And-
can I hear any of what was said by the thing? I was casting
Did you
comprehend languages.
Okay. Yeah, when you cast it, so you understand little mini spoken language. Okay. You hear it's still very broken and primitive, even when it's like translated with your spell. It's still like almost like just single word thoughts and reasoning. But you definitely get the feeling that this is some kind of ceremonial ritual. They appear to be giving thanks to something. You're not quite sure. It's untranslatable. For you definitely get the gist of sacrifice being a major proponent here. And they just kind of repeat this several times, but he's you get the feeling the chieftain has this kind of inflection that seems to be very much like a stirring up a crowd, kind of a rabble rouser, like getting everybody excited kind of stuff. So it's not a dour ceremony. This is like a and it's
far from. If you
Is this
use
a
comprehend
lynching?
language
This is
on
getting
George.
more and more.
What'd you say, Rim?
Oh, it's not too far from what if you use comprehend language on George.
Grung, charge.
Charge. But if you guys just want to kind of sit and observe this, then you kind of watch as this builds up and builds up and builds up, and finally it makes a proclamation of like, now is the time that we must feed this force back to the world. It's very confusing and strange. It seems to be more of like a nature primitive thing more than any particular gods. And with that, you see that, and the whole time. So does comprehend language it's any spoken language?
That's what it says.
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. You also hear the grung talk. Because you normally can't understand grung, and the grung is obviously pleading and screaming and saying a bunch of stuff, but you pick up on the fact that the grung starts saying that he is royalty. And he's saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, I'll shower you with riches. My father is the chieftain here, the chief of the temple. I am the prince. You can't do this, please. I'll reward you. Obviously, the grung hasn't really seen you guys. He's just shouting this to the plant people, and
He
you get the
doesn't-
feeling that
yeah.
these two cannot obviously communicate with each other.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of saying this as a desperate plea. But you understand it because you cast Comprehend Languages.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I will turn to George and say, I'll relay this.
Hold on, you cut out. You'll relay what?
This information to you. Be like, I mean, the royal Grung print seems like a valuable find, but what do you want to do? You're the one who's got the Grung thing.
Killing the royal prince will be very detrimental to their race.
Yep.
Without an heir, the Grung line will just die off.
And I don't think that's how it works, George.
All the Grung will wither and die. He was a lone bear.
He's their queen. Which all their eggs come from.
Okay, clarification. I meant the Grung. What? Society? Royalty?
Royal line.
It's whatever you would interpret from that. It's up to you.
The monarchy of the Grung.
All right. Feels like we're doing something bad here, but you hate Grung so much that I'm not going to argue with you.
You don't want more gold?
Yeah.
Plant folk continue to yell and scream very loudly, and the chieftain finally seems to point a finger at the Grung and then motion to the others, and the two grab the pole, and this time the Grung is just kind of screaming, like just insanity at this point, like nothing that actually makes sense, just yelling, and they go near the lava pit.
I'm willing to save this Grung, take all their gold, and then kill him.
We'll get to that last part later.
Yeah. We're with you right up until the last part. We'll deal with that when we get there.
We'll define a timeline as to when you may come back to present a defense ground. Once we have secured the target and the fund.
Yes.
Okay, so for the time being, we're just wanting to at least just interrupt this ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Only to give the prince hope, only to take it away.
This is getting
This is
crueler and
what is the
crueler
most
by
cruel thing we can do here?
You guys have convinced me.
Truly, you are even the greater Grung haters than I.
Like he's not hearing what we're saying.
Yes, we will save him. Then we will implant him with a bomb that will explode when he goes back to his people.
Okay.
Killing them all.
Sounding better and better.
George, you diabolical. All right, so what are you doing? They are dragging this Grung over to the edge of the lava pit. It's screaming its head off. I put you back on the map. None of them are. All the eyes are at the Grung right now. I'll say that, and everybody's in a feverish, like kind of a weird. Well, that doesn't sound like a papery sound, but you get the idea. It's the sound makes when paper's excited.
Great.
My metaphors are failing me.
Well, if no one has any ideas, George pulls out his thorn blade, turns it to a whip, and says, "Let's go fishing for Grung."
All right.
All right.
As we're running up, though, I will start. I can't speak plant, but I'll have my hands up as we're going up and start yelling like, "We come in peace. We don't mean you any harm."
As George runs with his thorn whip out.
The universal sign of peace.
Right behind me, by George running with his.
This is our peace whip. Accept its sweet embrace.
Great. All right. Well, that's gonna work great.
Does Comprehend Languages let you also speak any language?
Not at all. Not even close.
Okay.
That's a whole other spell.
The opposite.
Yeah, I understand nothing.
Everything I say is hugely offensive.
But I understand it all. I even get why what I'm saying is offensive, but I can't stop myself.
Comprehend languages just gives you Tourette's randomly. That's the bad news. All right, so
If we're running, once George gets within 30 feet, he's
Okay.
gonna whip the frog.
I'll give you, everybody tell me what you want to do as George and Mannix are running up there. Mannix trying to talk.
I don't know why I'm doing that
I don't either.
at this point, but it's what I started doing. So
Yeah,
let's
we're
roll
going with it. George is running up with his whip. What do the rest of you want to be doing while they're doing this?
Oh my god.
This is basically your surprise round that I'm telling you, because all of the plant people seem to have their backs to you.
Sweet. I'll be walking up behind Mannix, and I've also got my hands up, but I cast Fairy Fire. And I'm gonna nail all these people because it's a 20-foot cube.
Oh boy. Okay.
Just in case things go bad. It's like preloaded, because we both know this is about to go bad when George steals the frog.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way this fervent ritual being interrupted isn't going to be taken badly.
Nope.
They're just plant
So
people.
I'm just-
What can they do?
Yeah, that's what we thought about a giant.
Theron and Gillian, was there anything you would like to have preloaded? Just do the face palm. God
What's
damn
Mike doing
it.
here?
Parking lot.
Yeah, I'll just be sitting there just mumbling to myself.
Gillen's probably like, what can George have been the blind one?
I hope.
Yep.
I'm gonna bury these guys under the parking lot now.
All right, so you three running up. We'll put you guys kind of at the entrance of the bridge. So George, you said 30 feet was whip action.
From the ground.
Oh, from the well. I don't know if you
I need to be right here. That's 30 feet.
Okay. Celeste, I guess how far did you actually want to go up on this bridge? I don't know what the range of your fairy fire is.
It's 60 feet.
Okay. So you actually could be further back if you want to.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so what's going to happen during this surprise round? Let's see, where's my initiative? Everybody give me some initiative, and then we'll do a surprise round, which is going to be all of you guys. The grung is still tied to a pole held by these other two plant guys. BT dubs.
Yeah.
Roll initiative for that one.
Did you make my fairy fire go off for our surprise?
We're doing that in the surprise round that we're about to do. All right, so this will be the surprise round, so it's all going to be you guys. So Celeste is doing fairy fire, which is going to be a lot of sick. What are the numbers for that one? I guess what is your DC on that? It's dexterity, I
not
think,
great.
right? For what I have to roll.
Yeah. Dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And I do not know how to figure out what my spell save DC is.
I think half drow it's charisma. So I think it's 8 plus your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
Which, what is y'all's proficiency bonus at these days? Is a 3.
So
Charisma's a 0.
my DC would be 11.
11. Okay. I think that's right. I might have to look it up, but I think drow or half drow, it's charisma. All right, so 11 for a dex saving throw for these guys. I'm going to do the regular ones first. Whoops, I didn't mean to do initiative. That was the wrong button. 2. That one gets lit up. I forgot to number these guys. Crud buckets. Give them a yellow if they're lit up. Let's see. That one makes the save. That one. Dexterous little assholes, aren't they? That one fails. This one. Oh, the dog creature fails. And the chief succeeds. All right, so out of those, we've got 3 of them failed, including the bestial plant creature. So Manix, you're trying to communicate when you run up on your surprise round. You could still do an action if you want.
Yeah. I'm trying to communicate with these plant creatures, but I realize I don't speak their language with the spell. George, what is your plan here?
Now's the right time to ask that.
You're intending to whip the frog and pull him closer to you?
Yes.
Okay. He's on a stick. Okay. You're just gonna try to carry him out.
Shoot, what initiative did I roll?
I will.
17.
Where's my character sheet? I will cast Unseen Servant.
Oh, first use of that.
That's right. It's an invisible butler. It does what I tell it to do. What's the range on it?
Says 60 feet.
Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna make the unseen butler be right next to the frog. And I'm gonna tell the butler the command I'm gonna give the butler is to help George carry the other end of the stick.
Wait. So what's happening?
I'm summoning the unseen servant right here.
Okay.
And the command I'm going to give it is to help George, like, move the grung, like, bring the grung with us. Like, he can carry a stick. He can't combat or anything like that. But if I tell him to, like, carry something, he can do that. So I'm telling him to carry the grung.
So George can grapple it, and then the servant will actually
pick it up and
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It gives you a thumbs up.
And that'll do
or a salute. How would you like to? What theme is your or a tip of the cap? It's a silhouetted version of you, so just a little tip of the cap there. Yeah.
That no one else can see.
All right, George.
Unseen servant.
Yeah, man, he's just staring awkwardly at something you guys can't see. All right, George, you may whip the grung, and I will give you advantage because the grung is currently tied up. I believe that will hit. So you are able to do a little bit of damage to that grung.
Hopefully not too much.
Well, not too much.
10 feet closer.
And then yank it, out of their hands. And everybody gives a weird, like, record scratch kind of sound, with suddenly noticing all of you guys as that happens. And immediately the unseen servant goes to, like, grab the pole.
Yes, he does.
It's attached to.
There he is. Ah!
I do have an extra attack. So
starfish.
I'd like to do it again.
Oh, Chris, I need you to reset your webcam.
Did me draw my unseen servant prick your...
I think so. Who are you attacking with that one?
The Grung again.
You're attacking the Grung again? The Grung looks like it's in really bad shape. I don't know if it can actually take too many whips.
You just like took a hand off of it when you pulled it the first time.
I'm just warning you, like he was already attacked and beat up, and you are whipping this guy around. You could choose to target the pole, I guess, specifically, because he's attached to the pole. If you want to literally just drag him closer with the whip.
Let me think of my options real quick. Because if I go and grab him, I'm in the middle of all these plant people.
I mean, these guys they're pretty pissed for having their ceremony interrupted. I'll say that.
Okay.
As much as plants can look pissed.
I mean, they look like little people plants.
I guess my goal is to at least interrupt it so that the Grung doesn't get thrown overboard.
Right. And this is the edge. You guys there's like 100-foot drop, by the way, into this lava. Because if you remember where the map was, it was a huge like bottom rift where this thing was. This is not like there's lava right here. It's like this is a 100-foot drop off a cliff into lava.
Now, this thing's different. What is?
So that is, let's see, do I have an actual handout for these guys?
And this one's wearing a crown?
That is to denote that is the bigger leader one. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the pictures, because they're kind of cool pictures. This is actually a good picture of both of them. This is the weird beast it's got with it, and then these are what the actual plant people look like. Which artist actually helpfully tells you are called Vegepygmies.
Vegepygmies?
Yep.
Okay.
They're a primitive folk, not terribly evil.
Not now, Archer. We're busy.
Yeah. I have a history lesson. Oh.
Okay. Well, knowing that, then the Grung that hurt. Can I direct the attack towards this thing?
Yes. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right. Well, 14 hit him.
Yes.
Okay. 7 damage and bring him 10 feet closer.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I will hit him with my 2 weapons.
You also have advantage. Kalest cast Fairy Fire, and you actually have advantage on that one. That's what the yellow dots mean.
Okay. Well, I mean, the 14, right?
Yes. Yeah, it does hit.
Yeah. Okay. So then my bonus action to use my second hand.
That will certainly hit, yeah. 6 damage.
Now, does your butler have a weight limit that it can pick up?
Yep.
Like,
his strength is 2, which means he's going to pick up 30 pounds.
Oh, how heavy is the Grung?
I don't know. How heavy is the Grung?
How much? How can he pick up?
He's got a strength of 2, which I looked it up, and it's 30 pounds.
30 pounds?
Your lifting weight is 15 times your strength score.
He'd probably have to drag it partially.
Yeah, that's probably what he'll end up doing.
I'd allow him to drag it.
Your butler just drag him like around the whole.
Yeah, he
probably.
would.
It's a mindless thing that just takes the command I give it and just it's like a robot. I'll just drag it.
Chris doesn't like thinking of any of his servants as anything less than his complete and utter beck and call.
That's in the description, though. It's an invisible, mindless, shapeless, medium force.
But I'm done.
Some people love their unseen servants. I'm just saying. All right, we continue with the surprise round with Theron. Gillian, I don't have your thing on here. Do you need to roll initiative?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got busy.
You guys have a surprise round while you are saving this Grung from a bunch of Vegepygmies.
But fair warning, George is probably doing it for cruel reasons.
Yeah. I was gonna hang out up here. Just
You guys are doing great.
waiting to see what happens. What becomes of
The cultural fallout.
yeah. Hoping upon hope that somehow we actually don't have to fight the plant people who I don't know.
They were going to sacrifice a sentient creature to lava, so they're bad people? I don't know. My moral compass is...
That's not for me to say. That's for you to say.
So is it my turn now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna move up here and be like, oh, what's going on? There's lots of reptiles everywhere.
Yep, reptiles.
And then,
They're plant people.
okay, there's so much happening. Hold on.
There sure is.
Break it down more for me. What are the plant people doing to the reptiles and what's happening?
They're making sweet, sweet love to the red
That's
tide.
right.
So
Are the reptiles consenting?
you guys happened upon
Nobody asked.
a bunch of plant people apparently trying to sacrifice this grung by throwing it presumably into the lava pits. And you guys were going to let that happen, and then Mannix cast Comprehend Languages, which allowed him to understand kind of what was going on. And the plants were indeed going through some kind of ceremonial ritual. And then the grung was shouting about how he was royalty and that his father would reward the grung trying to speak to the Vegepygmies about he was worth money and he'll shower them in riches and all this stuff. And then George had a change of heart and decided to intervene.
Sort of.
And that's where we are now.
I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern and just like
Just
chill
shut his
everyone the F out.
Everyone chill out.
So it's a 30-foot cube. So I'm just gonna cast it in the middle of all these people, things, plants,
Yeah, that's going to
and
get
it's a wisdom saving throw.
everybody in here plus a George, I believe. George might also chill out. Oh, he does have a shell sword. I so want you to reflect this back on her. This would be amazing. You've got
Only if I get a
advantage.
20.
You got advantage on the save.
Only if I have 20, I can reflect it back.
Yeah.
Is the dice god's gonna give me a 20?
Holds up his sword.
This whole thing would go really different. And suddenly all of us in the bridge.
Oh.
Not even a
I'm-
save.
I'm
either.
going to use my inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh.
One more roll. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
George is
Very
unprepared.
George is getting stomped down.
Oh man.
He's gonna be stunned in the middle of all these enemies. What is the number I need to roll, Gillian? For
14.
wisdom saving throw, 14. Okay. So George has been incapacitated.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wisdom. That one is incapacitated.
Wow.
For sure. I don't think these guys are too terribly wise. Oh, that one is for some reason. Let's see.
It's not book smarts. It's street smarts.
That's right.
That one. Yeah. That one fails. Oh boy.
She really is shutting this whole thing.
They are all getting shut down. That one
We
succeeds.
may just be able to walk away with this grog. I mean, who knows?
You have to carry George too.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one is shut down.
We don't have to.
We don't have to.
The grung is included in here. The grung is knocked unconscious. Probably the best thing that could happen for him at this point. The beast creature. You said 14?
Wow.
Look at
14.
this. And then the chieftain. Wow, look at that. Out of
She really
every
just She really did just go like, okay, this is stop.
This is all done. Everybody except 2 Vegepygmies are completely just dazed and shut down by whatever little dancing lights are appearing around them.
That probably wigs out the 2 that are still
Yeah,
aware. They're like,
getting real nervous. Yeah, so that is the surprise round. So now we start up with Kaless. And literally everybody is stunned except for 2 of them here in the middle, and then the 2 that we're going to throw the Grung overboard.
all right. Oh.
And then they are, let's see, spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone...
I was actually supposed to impose disadvantage on those saving throws. We'll just let that be, I suppose. Because using my bagpipes to cast it, that's one of the ones where they're actually charmed. But I'd say that was pretty successful. So
Yeah, it was fine.
we'll take that.
I mean, he could re-roll for the 2 that
Yeah, I'll re-roll for the last 2. I'll give you that.
Oh, you're the DM.
I did put snakes in your hut, so I feel a little remorse. All right, top one indeed fails.
Wow.
And bottom one... What is their wisdom roll? That one does succeed again. Yeah, it's a 0, so that was...
Yeah.
Wow. That was still pretty good on a roll, though, for that many failures. All right, so now only number 5 here, and then the 2 out here. So they are incapacitated until either someone uses an action to snap them out of it, or as soon as they take damage.
So,
For a minute.
Les will just whistle at them, like, hey, like a little over here, and then she'll just do shoo. It's literally it's the quintessential sign for shoo, and she has her best RBF face going, like, do not engage at this point, just leave. We won't hurt them, but shoo.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage, and I need Reese to reset his webcam because you just broke for me.
It's a little charisma. Sure, it can't be like sleight of hand or something. Maybe stealth.
Can I stealth them into submission?
15's not bad.
The Vegepygmies do the plant equivalent of just shitting their pants all over the place. Just however that works for them.
Just moss. Just
these 2.
I let them just go hide behind a boulder.
Kaless, these 2 just look at each other and turn around and jump off the cliff.
Oh God.
Oh well.
Make no sound, they just go.
She steps over George and just looks at the other one. And he goes, shoot.
That one nods and seems to just like cower. Just cower in place. It just kind of like crawls backwards. Drops whatever little... What do they have? Sling. Drops a sling.
I will pick up the other end of the grung because I'm assuming Mannix's thing is still there, holding one end of it, and we're gonna me and the unseen sir, we're just gonna walk out, and I'll just look at everyone else as we walk past, going, "Y'all get George."
I can take you out of battle if you guys want, because there are literally no more incapacitated. What am I trying to say? What's the opposite of incapacitated? Capacitated?
There are no capacitations happening.
No capacitated enemies here.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think it is either. For the next...
About the word.
I'll allow it.
Thank you, sir. Your spell lasts for a minute. Without anybody jostling them or anything. They are incapacitated for a minute.
Yeah, no,
You
I'm not gonna
guys-
jostle him. We're gonna step right back over George, and as we pass everybody else on the bridge, during that minute, be like, grab him and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you can
This is
grab
best
people. You
case
just can't damage them basically, or use an action to snap them out of it. So I would allow you to like fireman carry somebody or something.
Yeah, I will try to carry George.
I would like to see you try to carry George, Mr. Mannix.
I would probably need some help. This is probably not.
It's just.
Oh God, what is this shell made of? I will, in fact, just for fun.
Throw George.
That's right.
you
Help!
dislocate
Somebody
his
help me!
now.
George is very heavy.
George flattens you. His unconscious
I
body.
get him up into like a kneeling position, and as soon as I try to stand up, weight of
Oh
him just
God,
falls on top
that's
of
gonna
me.
destroy your back. Don't do that. You gotta use your legs, man. All right, with
Aaron, come help me. We're gonna have to fight these grog in a second.
with a little assistance.
All right.
Yeah, and
Or can we just slap him awake?
Yeah.
I suppose we could actually wake him up, but I'm actually afraid he's gonna do something crazy. So let's actually not.
Well, you can wake him up, but if he comes for the frog, he's gonna find Kalessa's blade right in his face.
He was alright with keeping him alive. All right, I'll wake him up. It's all right, George. We took care of the plant people.
Oh, what happened? I went into a daze.
They're
Killian,
pretty
stop
like
having a party, and she shut it down.
He looks at all
As
the
I-
daze
as
plants
I
and
walk
gets it.
past, just dragging the grung.
Yeah.
don't.
Technically, he's on a stick, so he's not getting hurt. It's just the
Mhm.
bottom of the.
Yep. You guys have
Lung.
a
Frogman.
unconscious grung with you. So yeah, assuming you guys can kind of haul ass a little bit in the next minute, you can get away from this situation before anybody comes to, and successfully defeat an entire combat counter with one spell.
One spell and RBF.
Yeah. Jeez.
Okay. Yeah.
So how do you want to handle this grung captive that you have now? He'll be waking up soon at some point, whenever you. that
Gillian
spell
has
wears off.
tongues, right?
Well, this is how we wake people up in our
the one
culture.
at least.
Time to lick this frog. You guys want to get in on this?
And we're all.
Just pupils dilated.
This is your life now, Grung.
You are the supply.
I do have one more use of my tongue's like charm or whatever it is.
Man, we've got more use out of that charm than anything
Mhm.
else. How long does the charm last?
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay.
Now, would George know what language Grung can speak?
You, from all your dealings with the grung, they seem to have their own specific language.
Oh, they don't speak common.
They do not seem to speak common. That was a big issue for you guys. I think Gillian had to use tongues before in that situation. You guys were in the grung city.
I think so.
But remember, you've got, presumably, if this grung is telling the truth, or, if there's more grung somewhere, then you've got another social encounter at some point, also. Assuming you want to make it a social encounter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, let's save your tongues. I guess the actual grung city or wherever we're going. The grung
You
tribe.
can lick all sorts of grung.
That's right.
Like Skittles.
All
It's all the flavors.
flavors. Yeah. I've still got my comprehend languages on though.
Okay.
So I did nothing in that fight, so I presumably still have it on.
How long does it last? Like an hour?
Good question. Yes.
All these wisdom saves.
1 hour. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So obviously he'll wake up in like 30 seconds. So you've still got that on for sure.
Well, I mean, we can do the whole miming of the
Yeah,
like when
for
he wakes
sure.
up and screams. We can do the miming of your save.
Yeah.
And
Not
we look at
along.
Mannix and he figures it out. And we're like, okay.
So
We're
let's
like,
go.
stay away from the turtle.
Let's go through that. So he's waking up. How do you guys want to handle this situation? He's the Grung obviously looks a complex series of emotions.
Just be in front of him with the hands up. Just, we don't mean you any harm, little frog. Wow, he does, but we're holding him back for now.
Yeah.
Do artists or Dragonbait have anything that could help either? Like, do they have that ability to cast tongues or?
I mean, I can cast tongues. It's just that, I mean, it's the last time I can do it, but
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm wondering if they have the ability to do it as well too. So then we have an extra
Yeah.
shot at
Artist
it
doesn't seem like
to
he
try
has
to
any.
speed this along a little bit.
He doesn't say it has magic capabilities, but he does think that he actually picked up like a few. He's not fluent in Grung, but he's been around Chult long enough that he thinks he can pick up like the gist of what Grung say. Kind of rudimentary.
He could say basic phrases.
Sure. Yeah, he could probably
He
do
could
that.
say like "Grung safe, no hurt."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredibly like broken, but he could probably get across that kind of thing. Yeah.
Grung safe, no hurt, take home.
Is that what you want artist to say?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Mannix can tell us if he tries to say
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Grung says obviously a series of very high pitched things, which so Mannix can understand all of this, and artist is even having a difficult time keeping up with it. And then Mannix, you could be like, I can actually understand him. And he wonders who you all are, and says, you rescue Great Prince, but you're not Grung. Please don't eat me. Is his first concern.
We'll tell artists to tell him turtle back.
Yeah, he stares wide-eyed at George and says, "Oh God, it's George, the great Grung Slayer. People warned me of the great Grung killing turtle, mowing our people down."
George is off to the side sharpening his sword.
That's right. Just have artists tell him, like, we'll take you back to your however basically you can communicate. We'll trade riches for return to tribe.
Okay. He says, yes. Take me back to my father, Chief Yorb, at the temple. Pay you many riches for my return.
Where is the temple?
Somewhere in the city.
See it.
Well, the problem is you guys from the map at the beginning, all of these symbols were temples. All of these Chultan, what look like Chultan creatures, seem to be temples or shrines of some sort. Okay. So when he says the temple, you can ask him to clarify.
Yeah, I would sort of maybe draw a rudimentary map of what we know the place looks like with the road and the river.
Yeah.
And just sort of ask him to clarify where he's in.
Yeah, he sighs, kind of looks around and sighs. Is very, very far from here, near Palace, Temple of the Great Nang Nang, the Grung spirit of Omu, and he points to this.
Yeah,
exactly.
Looks like a Grung. Yep.
So we'll probably also tell him have Artis tell him stay by Artis, just to keep him away from George.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll give Artis and Dragobate the knowing eyeball.
Do you keep him bound at all, or what kind of situation do you want to keep him in?
I think he'd run if we actually tried to let him go. I don't trust the Grung. Well, actually, can I do an insight check on this as I'm listening to him babble?
Sure. Yeah.
I've got the goggles for the eye inspection. Is he a humanoid?
That's a good question. I think technically they're considered humanoids. Yes, they are considered humanoids. Grung is a kind of humanoid.
All right. 18.
All right, so what are you trying to suss out?
Trying to suss out as we're telling him that we're going to trade him riches for taking him back. If he actually that's like a thing. I'm trying to suss out if he's going to try to run us, basically, to get back to his Grung people. Because now that he's away from these plant people, he could just leave.
Right. Yeah. He seems very nervous around you guys, very skittish. You have the feeling that, at least at the moment, he feels like he would definitely be better off on his own, just like escaping at some point. Yeah, especially with seeing George around, he definitely is straight up fearful of George and still thinks that George will kill him at any moment.
Yeah, this little guy's going to rabbit first chance he gets. I say we keep him tied up until we take him back to his people.
One end of the rope tied to the Grung, the other end of the rope tied to Dragobate.
I like it. Take the pole off him at least, so he's not,
Yeah.
8 feet tall.
Walking around with a giant, yeah.
He's now our flag.
That's right.
George wants to pull Dragobate aside and ask him a question.
Okay.
Dragobate, do you know how to make anthrax?
Sort of terrible poison. Dragobate just gives you a nervous side eye. He gives off a scent of ham.
I don't know what that means.
None of us do. None of us have been able to converse with this guy.
Yeah. You have to chart his sense with like what emotions you think are happening. Come up with that.
Ham equals bewilderment? Unclear.
Unclear. Some of you guys continue north, at least for the time being. As you get to about this point, you see smoke drifting out of what look like a giant walled compound. The gate lies in splinters and scorch marks to face the buildings. You also see very clearly the area is filled with the Walking Dead, just zombies everywhere, dozens of them. And somewhere in there, you hear a faint voice call out, "Please help me!" And that, I think, is where we're going to end our session for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for
a
watching.
Clear shot to the amphitheater.
That's right. Thank you to Chris, Heather, Rochelle, Raymond, and Reese for playing. Thank you to all the wonderful fans for watching. Go to RogueWatson.com for recaps. Patreon.com/Rogue Watson if you would like to support the channel. We're live streaming our D&D adventures every week, and we'll see you all next time.